Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Weight Watcher, Cape Cod Woman, and Pearls of Wisdom and Food on Facebook. Welcome to my channel. If you are one of the newbies here, oh boy, you will slowly lose your virginity about so many different things. And thank you to all my tribal members that contribute things to the Facebook page. It's great. And the comments on the YouTube channel. Anyway, last week on Sunday, I got to work at 7:30 because my other three 7:30 days made me think that it was a 7:30 day. But I'm getting smarter because I'm having coconut oil every day, and I realized that today I don't have to be at work until 8, so I will occupy myself with a video here for you rather than trotting off and giving them a half hour of me for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing it. So anyway, I love this, I love this, I love this. The food industry doesn't care what their food does to your health. Are you surprised? And the health industry doesn't care what it is that you're eating, because the doctors have been trained to write a script for it, right? Acid reflux, write a script. Diabetes, write a script. High cholesterol, write a script, and on it goes. So anyway, I am now reading William Davis's follow-up book to his Wheat Belly book, and it is Total Health. And if you want a comprehensive, I'm telling you, very comprehensive, easy to digest book on the relationship between big business and food and politicos and lobbyists and government and farm subsidies and all that kind of stuff, you will be amazed. This man has done his homework, and if you trust any of these food industries, oh my goodness. Now today, this is going to tape a few days after I'm taping it, but today is Sunday, October 18th, and so as I was walking today, I was listening to Dr. Lustig, who is the sugar doctor, for lack of a better term, and he was talking about the 10 biggest companies. So as soon as I got home from my walk, of course, I Googled it, and you may not be surprised to know it's McDonald's, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Kraft, General Mills, Kellogg's, and then there's a couple of other foreign ones thrown in. But as you can see, these are all household names. And, you know, part of what makes me shudder and chuckle at the same time is that companies like Kraft have been feeding us crap. Look at the powdered cheese that goes with the white macaroni, and we give that to our little children, and then they become addicted to that, thinking that that is good macaroni and cheese. I'll never forget the first time I made my kids homemade macaroni and cheese with wonderful cheeses, melty cheeses, and whole grain pasta. Of course, this is, 20 years ago, before I gave up wheat, and they preferred the Kraft box. It's sad, huh? So what makes me shudder and chortle at the same time is Kraft knows they're poisoning you. They don't care. It's about their bottom line and maintaining their position in the top 10 companies. And those executives that fly over my head in the summer to go to their 2-week used mansion on Nantucket. Just saying. Anyway, so if you've caught on to what poison they're feeding you, and you decide to switch it up and go organic or gluten-free or low fat, or any of the things that makes you think that you're doing something about your food plan and maybe going to keep losing weight or something, don't worry. They have a food division that is just for you as well. And so they can sell you the antidote, as it were, to what their crap is, and then still make a profit off of you. So they don't really lose you. They just get you in a different division. It's kind of funny. So anyway, I went to put on, this is a couple of years old, it's a North Face, and I went to put it on, and I must have been downwind of somebody with a cigarette, because there's a cigarette hole on it. Ugh. It's kind of under my armpit, so if I sit, in a certain way, you won't notice that it's a hole. And I've got like a white top underneath this, so it's, ugh. But don't you hate that? Oh, I thought it was grease, and then I went to scrub a dubbet, and the hole pops up. How annoying. So anyway, yesterday and today, this morning, I have been able to read my Wheat Belly book, listen to the Sugar Doctor, Dr. Lustig, and he is at Stanford University in this YouTube video that I'm listening to. And he's talking about processed food. And he really starts at the basics. It's like an excellent YouTube. He's not talking like the brainiac from MIT that he is and has a right to be. With all the scientific data, he's starting with us like we're lay people and saying just what indeed is processed food. And asking anybody in the audience if they've ever been to a food plant and what that looks like and how they have to work hard at keeping all of the recipes consistent, because this plant over here, say in Detroit, is making something that another plant in another country is making as well. I mean, look at the consistency of McDonald's. That's probably how they captured a lot of the markets, besides serving the natives in each new country they spring up in. But when we travel over there, we want something that tastes like down-home flavor. And we turn to McDonald's. We get a Coke, or we have a Pepsi with our meal. And we feel at home, even though we might be in some wonderful bistro in Europe. And instead of sampling their wares, we want the familiar. And I know that. That's why I don't even like to travel. That's why I don't like to sleep in anybody's bed but mine at night. So I'm very familiar with my comfort zone, and it's a little more eccentric than most, So he's talking about these plants and what they do and how they have no windows and how the equipment you will just never ever see or imagine. And of course, there's no kitchen involved whatsoever. These are huge, massively produced vats of food with chemicals. And he talks about fiber in foods and how in processed foods, of course, the fiber is usually removed. And he said that everything is frozen except the spices. So when they go to make this processed food, whatever it is, be it pasta or any of the things, Doritos, any of the things, everything is frozen. And so then they add all these chemicals and emulsifiers to make it into this mush. So then they can make the things like cereals and things like that. It's very, very fascinating to hear Dr. Lustig talk about it. And then, of course, Dr. William Davis was taking it one step further and talking about the names of these companies. And the biggest one in the United States, I can't find it. I know it's in my Kindle because I just got done reading. I'm not done with the book, but done with that chapter. I should probably go backwards and see it. And it begins with an S. And it's one of the biggest food additives or chemical companies in the world. And I've never even heard of it. And I do lots of research, as you guys know, ad nauseum. I'm always trying to find the story behind the story. That's how I like to be, finding out these things. So if you're not concerned about what you put in your gut today, knowing what you know, being a member of my tribe, I'm here to say it's time to get enlightened and aware. I'm not telling you to buy the book, but if you can get your hands on it and read it, you will definitely see how the food industry is a big, big business. And Dr. Davis talks about how food doesn't have much value as far as big business goes. So they have to commoditize it And a commodity is something that can be exchanged, like on the Kansas City Board of Trade, the Chicago Board of Trade. You know, when you see things like pork bellies and all those sort of things, those are traded commodities, and they're big bucks paid for the futures. And that's what they do. And maybe this is too much information for a lot of you that just want to know how you can eat and lose weight. But, you know, that's why they have to get these foods to the place that they can sell them. Like rice is a commodity, coffee beans are a commodity, sugar is a commodity. And so these things have value because they have a great amount of shelf life, and so they can be traded along with the futures of them. So the scene behind the scene behind the scene before you put it in your mouth is fascinating. And so what I really, really appreciate are those that really fight hard to keep organic farms small, theirs, untouched, and they join like the cooperatives, and so they get a little bit of leverage. But the GMO lobbyists, as shown in California in 2012, they have so much more money than any cooperative of organic farmers that don't want the GMOs. They aren't in Europe. There aren't GMO foods in Europe. Isn't that amazing? Why is that? Are they smarter than us? Are they more ahead of us? Who knows? But that's how it goes over there. So there is a little bit safer factor over there. And so there's so much that we can learn about this. And if you care about what you're eating and you want to go the distance, it was in the news this week. It was talking about Medicare. And the average person, once they start getting Social Security or hitting 65, $104.90 is taken out of their Social Security each month. It's going to go up. It's going to go up to like 150 if you already haven't signed up for it. So like there's this grandfathering that's being done. Who do you think they're paying for with this? They're paying for our children because our children don't have incomes, and our children are getting adult diseases faster. So it's no longer called, what was it, juvenile diabetes. They're getting adult diabetes as children because of the obesity rate, because of the poor food choices. And so where do the dollars come from to treat them in the health service industry? Well, they have to come from someplace, so they're going to go to the people that had an income at one point where they can still tap into it, and that's going after their Social Security, Medicare. And so, you know, this is where it's going to hit, because the kids aren't making money yet, and yet they're starting to drain the healthcare system. You know, we have like, what is it, like 10% people with diabetes, but 40% are pre-diabetic, and 30% are pre-diabetic. Do you know the drain that's going to put on this healthcare system? Oh my goodness, they are going to take us out to pasture at a certain age and just go, bye-bye. So anyway, my food list comes from the Bulletproof Diet Roadmap, and that is the one that I'm following. And it really has gotten simple. You know, so many of my food choices are the one ingredient ones. You know, like I'll have an egg, and then I'll have heavy cream, which doesn't have organic, so it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it. I will have organic grass-fed butter. I will have organic grass-fed beef. I love my new food plan. I'm having 3 tablespoons of organic, unrefined, cold-pressed, I know there's 3 things, unrefined, cold-pressed, organic, it's escaping me, coconut oil every day. I am having 1 tablespoon of EVU, extra virgin olive oil, on my salad dressing, and those are the beginning of my oils for the day. If I'm having, sometimes I'll have 1 ounce of almond butter at 3 in the afternoon if I gotta have something. But recently I haven't gotta have anything because I don't know, the fat content of my my 2 small lunches when I'm at work and maybe 1 lunch when I'm home carry me to dinner. And I've cut back on the fruits, and that makes a difference. It does make a difference. I am only having a cup of berries with my yogurt or in a smoothie, but I tend to favor the yogurt because then everything is separate and I can look at it. So I will do a third or half a cup of organic, either Greek yogurt or organic plain full-fat yogurt. I will mix a tablespoon of ground flaxseed in it and a tablespoon of coconut oil. And the coconut oil will harden in it, so it is kind of fun when you get it. It's like a little bite. It's like a chocolate chip in your yogurt. And then to that I will add the berries, and on top of that I will add, right now it's walnuts, although I can do almonds or cashews. And then on top of that I am putting a smattering of unsweetened organic coconut flakes. That will be the first time will be today. So I'm looking forward to that. And then also, oh, my breakfast, which I will have at around 9. Right now it's like 6:30. So at 9, I've already had my bulletproof coffee. At 9, I will have 1.5 organic eggs. I got some of that already mashed avocado. I'm trying to think of the name. But it came in a 4-pack, and it's 100% Haas avocado. So I will have half of that. I will have 3/4 of an ounce of organic grass-fed Monterey Jack Organic Valley cheese. That I don't put in it until after I've slowly warmed it up in the oven. 1 ounce of level or stage 4 ham from Whole Foods. I guess that is the level of care and whatever they do to the pig. And then what else goes in? Oh, and some roasted asparagus. And so that will be my breakfast, and I will have that 9-ish. And then 1-ish or 2-ish, I will have my yogurt treat. And so that's my fun for the day. Dinner tonight is spaghetti squash with meat sauce and a Nature's Promise, so an organic Italian sausage with it. My salad with the tablespoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of crumbled blue cheese, organic from grass-fed cows. And that's my food plan for the day. And I will be sated, I will be happy, I will be purring like my kitties, and I will try to stay out of the downwind of people lighting cigarettes because I don't want another hole in my North Face. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Blah, 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 blah. She keeps going on and on about all the food and where it comes from. You bet. And I'm encouraging you to do the research. It's an amazing, amazing passion. And what you put in your body does make a difference. You are what you eat. And you heard it first here. Or maybe for the gazillionth time from Sarah. Have a wonderful day. Until the next time, bye-bye for now.